Hello. In the early years of the 17th century, indoor riding schools were built for the sons of James I, Prince Henry and the future Charles I, to enable them to pursue their passion for horsemanship. In particular, to practice haute école, or the high school of classical dressage, in which horses perform various formalised movements, including balletic leaps requiring great strength and fitness. The schools are at St James's Palace and the Royal Mews at Charing Cross in London, and at Newmarket Palace, Suffolk, a complex built as a royal residence by James I to indulge his appetite for horse racing, and in the process setting a rural village on its way to becoming the horse racing centre of England. An indoor school or riding house enabled training to take place when the weather outside was too bad. No rain-stopped play interruptions. Royal interest influenced several aristocratic families to follow suit. Among them Henry, Lord Percy at Petworth House, West Sussex; Spencer, Lord Compton, with a riding house at his home, Castle Ashby, Northamptonshire, and a second at Ludlow Castle, Shropshire, where he frequently stayed in his position as President of the Council of Wales; and Sir William Cavendish, the future Duke of Newcastle, a grandson of Bess of Haldwick, with ambition to be Master of Horse to Charles I, in charge of the royal stables and transport arrangements for royal visits. Cavendish had a riding school built at his main home, Welbeck Abbey, Nottinghamshire, in the 1620s, and commissioned a riding house range entirely devoted to horses at his pleasure retreat, Bolsover Castle in Derbyshire, built in the 1630s. The riding school is in the centre of the building, with attached shoeing house, stables and accommodation for stable staff on either side. The school had a viewing gallery at one end and spectator seating at the other. After man, Cavendish thought horses the most noble animal. His approach to training was one of compassion, of mutual respect between a rider in harmony with his mount, treating every horse as an individual to be understood and worked with, building obedience and fitness progressively to develop and enhance movements that came naturally. Cavendish is credited with the invention of draw reins that slide through rather than attach to the bit ring to give greater control of a horse's head movement. Although close to the court, he entertained the King and Queen at Bolsover Castle, and widely acknowledged as the best horseman in England. He taught the future Charles II to ride, and had plans drawn up for a college of horsemanship that failed to materialise. Cavendish never did achieve his dream of becoming Master of Horse. As commander of the Royalist troops north of the River Trent during the English Civil War, Cavendish was on the losing side at the Battle of Marston Moor in 1644, and afterwards left England, initially moving to Hamburg and then spending time in Paris before settling in Antwerp, where he established a riding school with 8 Barbary horses he had bought in France. While in Antwerp, he wrote an influential manual explaining his training methods called A New Method and Extraordinary Invention to Dress Horses. Cavendish returned to Bolsover after the restoration of the monarchy in 1660, but by then aged 66 and in poor health, he was unable to ride himself. However, his interest continued, importing horses to improve his stock and giving instructions from the gallery of his riding house. Many of his ideas are continued in modern dressage practices. The popularity of haute école declined in the immediate aftermath of the Civil War. A revival of interest in the late 17th century led to a number of private open-air academies being established. Best known was a military riding school set up in London's Soho district by Solomon Foubert, a French Huguenot fleeing religious persecution. In his diary entry for the 17th of September 1683, John Evelyn recorded, "I went with Monsieur Foubert about taking the Countess of Bristol's house for an academy, he being lately come from Paris for his religion and resolving to settle here. The resulting academy became famous under Solomon's son, riding master Major Henry Foubert, after whom Foubert's Place, a cobbled lane off Carnaby Street, is named. Many riding houses have been demolished, including those at Newmarket, St James Palace and the Charing Cross Royal Mews, and at Ludlow Castle and Petworth House. The riding houses at Castle Ashby and Welbeck Abbey survive, but have been substantially altered and the buildings converted for other purposes. The interior of the riding house at Bolsover Castle, now in the care of English Heritage, remains intact and is the finest example in England of this rare and specialised type of building. Occasional displays of horsemanship take place with riders in period costume. James I's palace at Newmarket was demolished after the Civil War. It was replaced on the same site after the restoration by Charles II. The remaining parts of the former royal residence in Palace Street are now home to the National Horse Racing Museum. The statue outside is the Earl of Derby's racehorse Hyperion, winner of both the Epsom Derby and the St Leger Stakes in 1933. After football, horse racing is the most popular spectator sport in Britain, and that will be my topic next time. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be informed when the next video is available, or you can subscribe by clicking on the rose window over my shoulder.